Forgot to check if my mic is working. I'm pretty sure my mic is working? Oh yeah. I'm gonna talk into it. Yep, that's good. I can see it. Feels like that's working. Okay. Do I need to move it a little bit closer though? It's not being as sensitive as it normally is. I don't know. Let's turn that off. We're live. Hello. I got some stuff I need to clear off because I want to get started working on my wig. So I'm working on my next and upcoming cosplay, which is Zelda from Tears of the Kingdom. And here's my work in progress so far over on this side. And I've got some other stuff happening here. I was doing a little bit of painting, which I might finish up just so I can let the first coat of paint dry. This is my super janky bead drying station, and I've got like a box of beads and another box of just like full to the top beads, which I'm not going to tackle right now. And I brought all my wig making supplies, and because I'm an adult and I'm organized, they're just in a container. Oh, you know what I didn't get though? I wonder if I can do it with the screen in front of me. I forgot to grab a mirror because I would like to do a foam wig cap. I want to make a foam wig cap, and so I need to pattern off of my head. I have a wig cap pattern for foam, but I made it when I had a lot more hair. And I have less hair now, so I need to adjust it because it has a lot of space to accommodate something that no longer exists on my head. And maybe I'll go and run and do I have a handheld mirror up here? Do I have anything like that? I really don't. I don't keep a lot of mirrors in my house because I obviously think they're portals to an evil realm. Makes sense. Okay, so dead air. I'll be right back. And are we sure the mic is working? I'm just gonna click the button though, just to make sure. Oh, that was me muting and unmuting it. Okay, dead air. Let me run downstairs and get a mirror. Coming back up the stairs, don't want to trip and fall on my face. Okay. Whew, gotta leave the door a little bit open because I got a kitty cat friend in here with me. Jans is right down there. He's in a little basket. He is just determined to sleep in my like fake flower storage. So I just pulled it out for him so he can sleep and occasionally wake up and look at me, and I can look at him and scratch his chin, and then he goes right back to sleep. Okay, so we've got some. Do I want to keep working on these? It's not what I said I was going to keep working on, but I was kind of like doing it. Oh, I don't know. It's so boring. I think I'm going to just set it off to the side. I changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I'm just going to set all that. Just scoot that over. Chaos off to the side and pretend it doesn't exist. Except for paint water because, I'll think it's coffee. There's a glass of brown water in front of me. I'll be like, oh, coffee. Yeah, I should drink that. Yeah. And we'll just scoot this off screen. Oh, nope, it's in screen. Oh, I fell. My little beads. So many of them. I just need them to dry. They dry actually pretty quickly. I probably don't need anything this like crazy contraption-y. I'm going to set off to the side, but I've got a lot more beads to paint. So I needed something where I could just set them and then ideally walk away from them. Ah! Don't judge me. Well, you can judge me a little bit. Okay, here we go. Because these beads are going to need multiple coats. I know this is going to be a surprise to everyone, but my slapdash wire engineering is not, it's failing me. It's failing me. I guess we'll have to find a way to survive. Let me just move that over here. I've got other stuff that's happening. Like I've got a painting thing that I know I will set my hand in. It's just drying so I can clean it. Okay. Okay. Saran wrap and tape. Step 1, Sharpie marker. Step 2, I don't do a lot of wig work. I'm gonna be honest. Mostly because wigs in general give me migraines, especially if they're not like, if they're too tight on my head. Like I can't even wear wig caps sometimes. That's how bad it is. But this may be TMI. I started some medication treatment for my migraines, which has been very, very effective. And I've learned by making foam headpieces, that if I size things to be like a little bit loose, like they're not tight, I can get away with wearing stuff on my head without a problem. Oops, that's not actually the one I wanted. So, long story short, I have aspirations to get better at wig styling and make like a hard cap wig for this cosplay. At least like give it a try. I have seen some really cool stuff being done and I want to try it myself. So I've been like purchasing and stockpiling all the supplies that I thought I was going to need. Because that's just like in the wake of the world that we live in. You can't just like run out and get something if you need it. You kind of have to like have it on hand. So here it is. What all did I take out? Well, it turns out I don't actually need this. So I bought a couple of wigs, and a white one is always good to have on hand because if you need to custom dye something, you can just like dye it to the color that you need. It's not easy, but you can do it. So I always have a white one on hand because that's my like, oh God, I need to do this. And I can usually get dye pretty easily. I have 2 wigs that I purchased from Coolia. I thought I'd give their brand a try. I've seen them on my like social media reels and they piqued my interest. And there are 2 colors. So I've got like this golden, and I have this like a little less golden, a little more blonde. Let's look on camera. Color-wise, what do I think? Oh, I have to look this way. What one do I like best? I'm live, right? Yeah, okay. I think the problem with me and blonde hair is that I'm already so porcelain. I'm already so fair-skinned that blonde hair is tough for me to pull off. I could do it if I didn't care about looking a little bit more washed out than I normally am. I actually like my hair, which has been going natural for a while now, is low lighted. So it's not highlighted, it's darkened. And my stylist is just incredible. So it is a lot of gray, but she makes it look like it's a little bit darker. I mean, if I had to pick a color, this is me wearing a wig. It's not bad. It does wash me out a little bit. That's kind of the like cooler tone. And if I don't use that one with this project, I can definitely use it with something else I'm working on. And then this one is, oh gosh. This one's pretty close. I think I'm going to have to go with this one. I think it also looks a little bit better because it's got a little more color to it. Okay, I think this is the one. Let's go ahead and take her out of the net and put her on. I've got a wig stand right here that I bought because it's the circumference of my head, but I've learned it's really important to work on something that is the shape of your head, which is why I'm going to make a foam cap to put underneath this. So I've not done this before, but I have been doing research on it. I've been watching a lot of tutorials and videos and reading blogs, and I mean, doing as much as I can without like actually doing it myself. And the pros say that whatever you make to be like the base of it, whatever you use, it needs to be really well fitted to your head, and not just the size of your head, but the shape of your head as well. And they seem to spend a lot of time working on making a soft wig cap more firm with like perforated aluminum stripping and warbler and false shape and sometimes hot glue, or sometimes just like other types of glue and polyester padding. And I thought, like, my wonder is, can I just circumvent all that by making a wig cap out of 3mm foam? That's my question. And I asked that because, like, this is my foam wig for Lydia Dietz, which just sits on my head like a hat. It's so ridiculous. I'm sorry. This thing. But like, I look like a cartoon, right? My head looks disproportionately large. It goes with the rest of the costume. It is made out of EVA foam. So when you look inside there's a whole bunch of just like foam pieces. This is my foam wig pattern. And then these are all strands of EVA foam that I cut and I styled and I glued and then painted. And there's even some 3D printed parts, like you see that up in there. That's because the ponytail comes off so that I can transport it a little bit easier without that big thing sticking out. So there is the piece. And I mean, aside from like being made out of EVA foam, I feel like this is what the pros are really working hard to achieve, is having this kind of like hard cap so you can build on top of it. I made this one out of, I want to say like 5mm foam, because I was trying to get a larger than life cartoon look to it. I don't regret the like different colors in it, but I kind of do, you know. This isn't my favorite foam work, but I think there's something to it. So anyways, long story short, I think a foam cap underneath the weft work is the way to go. But before I can even start styling the wig, I have like a lot of prep to do. I already have 4mm EVA foam and 5mm and 6mm and 10mm EVA foam in my stash. I don't normally keep 3mm EVA foam. So I ordered some. It's supposed to arrive today, but it's not here yet. And I got it in a beige color so that I don't have to paint it, so it looks like skin underneath. But maybe I should have got it in like a golden color. Now that I am thinking out loud, I wonder if that maybe would have been. I thought I was being so clever ordering. Maybe I should do yellow instead. Huh. Well, you know, I've got a lot of steps between here and there. So this is, I can walk up closer to the camera around. So this is what I'm making, is this wig. And I think this is a good starting project. I don't think it's going to be super hard. Famous last words. But as like far as complex hairstyles go, I mean, it's going to be hard work, but I think I can achieve it. I could definitely see myself achieving this with EVA foam. So I think I just have to like try to do it with the regular foam. So the first thing I need to do is I need to make a base, like a base wig cap. Like I said, my pattern that I made a while ago, I've even digitized it so I can just put it on my not 3D printer, but I could do the 3D printer. I can put it on my laser cutter and it just cuts the foam really quick along with all the registration marks. But I made it when I had a lot more hair, when I had longer hair. And so I'd braid it and like put it up. And it's been made to accommodate that. And I've since cut my hair, which I totally dig, but it changes the shape of the wig cap. And I noticed that when I went to make something the last time around, I was like, oh man, there's a lot of extra space in here. And I had to like modify it, which kind of made the edges a little bit messier than I usually like. So this is a good opportunity to remake it because I don't see myself going back to long hair anytime soon. I'm pretty happy with this like short, crazy, kind of pokey on the ends. So I'm going to start by doing the thing that I hate doing. And I'm going to put a wig cap on. I'm hopeful. Usually the nylon ones, like these little nylon sockies, are a little less, like I'm a little less prone to get a migraine with them. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll know pretty quickly if it's a problem. Also, so attractive. All I want to do is just get my hair bundled into it. And I don't even want to pin it down. I was stretching it out because it's this band here that pushes right on my temples. That's really the problem. And I've been getting Botox for the migraines and it totally works, but that's also where the injections happen. Oh, so pretty. Isn't that just the internet? So happy to see that. Okay. And now I'm going to do something even crazier. I am going to wrap my head in saran wrap. This is how you make a pattern, like a duct tape pattern, except I'm going to be using clear tape. And I definitely don't want to wrap. I could have used a plastic grocery bag if I had one. I wonder if this is going to take all the makeup off of my forehead. I'm going to look real weird. Oh, wow. I want to make sure that my cling wrap is covering all the important bits. Because when I put tape on, getting tape in your hair and in your hairline sucks so much. And you just saw me like pull everything up. So I'm even going to take this and like down over the ear. I am going to totally clean wrap. I don't like how that's coming out. I'm going to try that again. Let's get it. Do I need to clip this in place? I might need to clip this in place. I've got clips over here. I have wig making supplies. I do. I have clips. I have bobby pins. I have pins. Those won't help. I could do tape. No, I guess I'll have to make it work. Just not a problem. I just need to make sure I get it low enough. I could just like start the taping process. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. It is a little more challenging when you're doing this for yourself. I've done this for other people. I did a collaboration with Punished Props a couple years ago, and we made a wig. We made an EVA foam wig together. I'm laughing because I remember hanging out with Bill and Britt, and like casually cling wrapping Bill's head and taping it up and thinking to myself, like, huh, is this a level of friendship? Like, and he was totally game for it. He was just amazing. It's kind of like when you eat ribs with somebody for the first time and the mess that you kind of all have to lean into. It's a real metric of friendship. All right, get that on. Get that on. All right, I need to remember that it is okay if my cling wrap is a little bit bulky and ugly, because ultimately I'll have to like pad out the pattern anyways. Because foam also needs seam allowance when you make a pattern for it. So I'll put this one right on the back of my head. That way I can put a piece of tape down. So someone suggested this in the comments. Ooh, just awful sounds. About using clear tape so you can see stuff. And I think that is so smart. I make a lot of duct tape patterns, and it never even occurred to me that you could be using clear packing tape and then you can actually see the line of stuff underneath it. You know, like your actual hairline or where your ears are, all those kind of like important details. Looking good. Looking totally normal. Okay, this is the part I want to be really, really careful about. Is those little baby hairs that kind of escape from the back. I think I got them all. I'm not even going to show you so you can't cringe about it. All right, get that down. And then yeah. There we go. Now we got a base for it. I can start to do the rest. Over the top. My plan is to also digitize this pattern too. That way I can just use my laser cutter to cut it out. And the benefit there is that it cuts a lot faster than me and a lot more precisely. And you wouldn't believe like how a little bit of like fine-tuning your precision with foam cuts for something like this can improve the quality of what you make, but it's kind of staggering. So it takes a little bit longer, but in my mind, it's totally worth it. Now I'm just going over every spot that there is saran wrap and creating a layer of tape. And the whole goal is just to create a surface that I can start to draw on and I can cut pieces out of. Super sexy. Look totally normal. I'm going to have to hurry this along though, because I'm starting to feel some of the tension of the wig cap. Which will be okay. We'll be okay. Yeah, get that. Ooh, okay, this is also a great way if you need to make a helmet, and you want in your helmet, you know, helmets can have different proportions. Like a Mandalorian helmet is kind of a lot bigger than your actual head, but you want it to be stabilized on your head. So you can make a small wig cap or a bald cap inside to put inside of it so that it sits a little bit more snugly, more secure. Now I have to guess. Just trying to feel where there is tape that already exists. Hi, buddy. There goes Yawns. You'll see him in this corner in just a second. Okay, to stop and stretch. You know, his life is so hard, sleeping in a flower basket all day and then only getting fed twice a day. Bye, bud. All right. I mean, the good news is that I have a moderately symmetrical head. So I really only need to pattern one side, and then I can, mirror that. So one side just needs to be really good, and the other side doesn't have to be. Which side is that going to be? I think it's going to be, we didn't get anything stuck there. It's this hairline. I think I have a better chance at right there. Okay. I can feel a spot that I've missed. Right here. However, for patterning, that's great, but I also need to make sure. Wait, do I? Yeah, if I pattern it, I guess I don't have to bulk out my own, because I'll just make the wig and then stuff it so it doesn't collapse in on itself. Did any of those words just make sense to what I've been talking about? I don't think they did. All right. That one might be a little bit on my skin, but I think we're okay. How do I look? Is this it? Oh, so flattering. A little bit lower under my neckline. Where is my hairline back here? I have so much hair. It's problematic. Okay. Here's what I want to do. I know that this fits me pretty good. So what I want to do is I just want to mark the top. I want to mark right here. And I want to mark basically, I want to go through. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to go through and just kind of mark all the places where I have something important that I need to avoid. Like, you should make space for your ears. And it also needs to come down low enough to cover my sideburns, of which I do have. No shame in that. I want to know the middle of the head, because that will be my mirror line. And you can see, I am not a precision sketcher. It's more like a crazy draw. And now I'm just going to close my eyes and feel where the middle of the back of my... Now, this is where if I had someone here, I'd have them help me. But actually, I think the tape is a good measure of where that is, because we just ran out of migraine time. So I'm gonna take that off. Woo! Let's fix the hair. It's a little bit flat. Oh, did it. Amazing. I felt it. I can feel when it happens, because I'll start sweating like a hot flash, which could also genuinely be a hot flash given my age. But I've done this enough that I kind of know when it's creeping up on me. And that's it. If I can catch it before I start profusely sweating, I'm usually in a good spot, which we did. Whew. My hair doesn't look as good as it did when we started, but we'll survive. Okay, so good news is that's something. Actually, that's great, because the tape was about where my hairline was. So I'm just going to follow it along. There's where my ear was. There's where that hairline is. Okie dokie. Now I want to switch this out. Oh, she's been tilting while I wasn't looking. Yeah, there's some weight to that. That's good. I've got some good wefts to work with. I guess I'm speaking like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. Oh, okay. Wig, you stay on. Oh, little flower came out of his bed. Now let's put this on. You. It doesn't quite fit, and I don't want to force it. What am I going to do? I am not going to force it. That's not the solution. Instead, I'm going to trim the parts that I already know that I don't need. So like down here, all this like extra forehead stuff, because that will loosen it up a little bit. Because your head kind of like, this is like, you know, it's like a sphere. It's not in the sense that it curves in. Let's do that here. Does this have an ear? Oh, it does have like little ear markings on it. I got this wig head for the express purpose of working on wigs on it because it has lines to like guide stuff. Oh, I don't want to collapse it. Okay, this isn't working. And now it's a little bit stuck. I mean, it's tape, so I could just cut it and make registration marks and tape it back together and we'd be okay. But I'd prefer not to. All right, well, that's not going to work quite right. I wonder if... I'm not wondering about this marking. I can mark a straight line. I've got a start and an end point, so I'm not super worried about that. But I'm wondering about if I even need to pad it out when I do start making all the stuff. Let's see. There we go. That's about center-ish. Again, if I have extra, I'm not super worried about it. All right. Now I am going to trim this and get half of it on rather than the full cap. That way I can see the lines and start to mark out where I want to make my cuts, my pieces. Typically, the more pieces you have, the better the fit you're going to get. However, I don't think I wanted to do that. I changed my mind. Undo. Where's my undo button? Well, it's right here. I'll just tape it back together. Make sure I get the right sides, though. And right there. Glad I had a couple little registration marks. Looks like it might just be me hanging out alone today. Not angry. I can clearly fill the space with my own talking. Just wondering I wonder if this live streaming is worth the work. It's such small potatoes. It might be worth it if I waited until I had some bigger potatoes. Piece of tape is too big. I know better than this. But people have stuff to do and it's summertime. I also get all that. I'm an indoor human, so I don't go out in the summer. It is too hot and too sunny. I went to the fair with my brother and nieces just like last weekend actually. That's why I didn't stream last weekend, which I wasn't too upset to get back on my streaming schedule, but it was so much fun and it was overcast. So I thought I would have been okay because there was no sun and I still stood in like the shade and, but 'twas not to be. I got sunburned. So I stay indoors in the summer. mostly if I can, or I wear a lot of sunscreen. I don't like the way sunscreen feels though. And the smell always makes me feel like, I don't know, yucky. Sensory overload. Okay. It's coming back together. I remember watching one of Evil Ted's live streams years ago. And he did something. He was working with foam because, it's Evil Ted Smith. He works with foam. And he did something and he was immediately like, nope, I regret doing that. I cut something I shouldn't have cut. And he's like, good thing you can just glue it back together. And he did. He just used contact cement to glue the thing back together. And literally, like, it had never even occurred to me that you could do that. I would just have assumed that it was dead forever. Like, it was ruined. And it was such a... it was such a like weird and important learning moment for me to catch my own, like sometimes you encounter something that you just genuinely never thought of and would never have thought of. It's such a good growth moment. And so I think about that now because I'm doing something very similar to that. Like, oh, I immediately regret that decision, but I think I can fix it just by taping it back together. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Evil Ted Smith. You have taught me, and I really, really appreciate that. Okay, we're just about back together. And the only reason that I want it back together is so that I can maintain the shape of it. Honestly, I cut it a little prematurely, and the truth is that it would have been fine, but I just want to make sure I maintain the integrity of the head shape, the weirdness of my head shape. It's my saran wrap bald cap. Oh, this is art. You can see I got a pointy little head. There's a little point right there. That's where no shame. I wonder though if I maybe put this on the cloth one that doesn't have all the other stuff. I put the saran wrap on it because I was planning on doing stuff directly on my head form. And I have a nasty head form that I keep for painting and stuff. There, yeah, look at that. Wait, did I do it backwards though? I totally did. This though, it doesn't have any of the markings, but I think it's okay. I don't think I need them. I mean, what do I want to do? I want to, does this one come off? No, it doesn't. But can you see that here is a part of my head, this little noggin part right here that doesn't exist on the mannequin. And if I was just patterning directly off of the mannequin, I would have problems. So I'm glad that even though the circumference matches my head, I've measured the circumference of my head, it doesn't match the shape of it with its back. And I don't know if that's hair or if that's head, but it doesn't matter because it's the shape that I am. There's a little part that's just a little bit of exposed saran wrap that I want to attend to very quickly while we're here looking at this. There we go. Okay. My ear is fading in and out. Last time we were together, I was sniffling so much, and it turns out I had the flu. So after I live streamed, I basically went and just slept on my couch for the next 4 days because I treat cold and flu really seriously. I do not want to share it with people I love. I do feel better, but it's definitely been a summer cold season. Okay, now I got to think about how I want these pieces to come together. My other wig cap, if I look at it, let's pull this one off. I split it in half, and not the way you think. I split it in half this way over the crown of my head from ear to ear. And then I made the pieces like a pizza. And where did and that has worked, that has served me really well. So one piece, so I split it in half over in the front of the ear. The first piece lands like right, I don't know, it's kind of like right here. Hold on. Smarter, not harder, right? I'm gonna go off camera. I hope you can still hear me. What I'm doing is I'm coming over to my tape stash, and now I'm gonna come over this way. This is gonna really like coming from exiting stage right, and then returning stage left. I have this really, really thin red tape that I can use to mark out the lines and move them around so I don't have to put Sharpie on this. I mean, I could just mark Sharpie and then take it off with alcohol. Yeah, Bubba? You coming back up, love bug? Jans was just calling. He's a-coming. He's a-coming back up. Anyways, this is for patterning. And I think I'm going to use it for patterning. So like that. Yeah. Hi, Bubba. Hi, big boy. Do we need to do kisses? Oh, we need to do kissy cuddles. Oh, not for TV. Not for the internet. Let's see. There's one. And then I like to have like a center point. That has also served me really well. Oops. And I feel like in some regard, this is really akin to patterning a corset or a bodice, where like the aim is to create a piece that has curved elements to it, but I don't want my individual pieces to have curves. So I'm thinking about how I can flatten these out, like how I could cut them to flatten them, but use the seam lines to create the curvature and the final like element of it. Hey, there's some people here. How are you? Thanks for joining me in this live stream. I'd love to know in the comments, if you are up for typing some in, what you're working on today. I'm making a bald cap for a wig for my upcoming cosplay. And I just finished, sorry, this got a little bit uneven and I am a total micromanager. I just finished making a cling wrap and clear tape pattern. And now I'm actually like planning out my pieces so that I can cut them out. Yeah. That's Jans. He has opinions about it. Yeah. What you doing, buddy? He doesn't know. Do you need to get into the cupboard? Again, he doesn't know. All right. More pieces doesn't always mean like a more complex curve. Sometimes it's just too much work, but I like to get, let's see, that's kind of like the different parts of the head. What did I do? I'm looking at this foam wig that I made. So my plan is to make a foam bald cap that I can build a wig on top of. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces in this one. It's cut down the middle front. I have a pattern for this already, clearly, because I've made some stuff, but my hair has changed in that I cut it a while back. It's still looking a little funky from wrapping it in saran wrap in a wig cap. So I don't need as much space inside my old pattern has a lot of space for like putting my hair into it and storing in it comfortably. And now it's just collapsible because I don't have anything to fill it. So I need a new bald wig cap that's going to fit my actual head with my hair as it is. And that's what we're working on, is making that. I want to, if I can, straighten some of these out. Less curve is better. Do I like that? Here are the pieces. So I've already like marked my middle line, my center line, where I'm going to be mirroring this pattern. And my plan is to cut this out and then to digitize it so that I can use it with my laser cutter and foam. So let's mark this. A, B, C, D, and E. And we need to do some registration marks, which I will also have the laser cutter annotate. I used to not be a registration mark person, especially with foam, but I have learned, just like with sewing, that they are actually like a really useful tool. Sometimes, especially with complex shapes like this, oftentimes very much worth the hassle. In that they really help you like pull and stretch and shape the thing that you're making. 1, 2. I don't have any real strategy for making my registration marks. I'm sure there's someone out there who's like, you should be doing it this way, and I have no idea what that is. I'd love to learn. But I just try to make them often, like frequent, but try not to overdo it. I don't know if that helps. Okay, so we have a wig cap with pattern pieces. I don't know that those pattern pieces are going to be perfect, but I do know it's a starting point, and it's going to eventually solve the problem that I was running into, which is that there's a bunch of space in this wig cap that I need to, or in my old pattern that I need to not have in this new pattern. I shouldn't talk when I'm moving away from the microphone. Sorry about that. And there's tape here that I just smooshed. More tape here. All right, now I'm going to cut my pieces out so that I can flatten them. And what I'll do is I'll mount them on a piece of graph paper so that I have proportions like that are obvious and readily available, and I can scan them. And then I'll go through using Inkscape because I don't have Adobe, but I'll go through using Inkscape and create a vector file. And then I'm not great at it, but I'm learning how to take those vector files and turn them into like files that the laser cutter understands. And I have varying degrees of success with it. Every time I do it, it is a learning experience. I'm going to cut out the ear hole. Okay, there we're looking, half. Yeah, that's not so bad. I like having the ear hole all on one piece. That way, if I need to like make changes to it, it's just one piece that I'm modifying. Let me take a look at this though. Oh gosh, my hair now. My hair is barely controlled on a good day. Yeah, I think that looks good. It's covering my sideburn, which is awesome. And while it doesn't cover my hair in the back because it flips up, it will go down over my hairline. And hopefully I won't really need to worry about that too much because I'll have other things that go down, like other wefts that cover it. But just for like a good fit, I think it will get the job done. So now I want to cut out my actual, like these pieces, and I'm going to make a point to try to cut directly on the red tape. right down the center. All right, there's piece number 1. Here is piece number 2. I'd love to know, the folks who are hanging out with me, what cosplays you're working on, if you're working on anything. If you have any big plans coming up. I've been tinkering away at this one, this Princess Zelda cosplay for a couple weeks, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been a nice change of pace while I I don't know, avoid burnout on some other projects. I think I've made some good progress. I am not done with the fabric costume, but I have made some significant strides in it. And my goal is generally just to do a little bit of something every single day. That's how I make progress. I don't even hold myself to any timelines. It's just whenever I get it done is whenever I get it done. So it's been a really joyful build. I don't have a debut. I don't have a competition. I don't have nothing. It's just building a cool cosplay to wear at some point in time in the future. I'm going to take off the extra saran wrap just because I don't need it and it kind of gets in the way. I need to make sure there's just enough on it. Okay. So my personal preference is not to cut any darts into my pieces. I would much rather prefer that my pieces lie flat if possible. So when I pattern, that's what I aim for, is to make pieces that will just naturally lie flat without any relief. And knowing that, I know that sometimes I have to stretch pieces a little bit to achieve that. But that the materials I'm going to be making stuff out of will have natural flex to reaccommodate for kind of the distortion that happens at this moment. Extra saran wrap. I mean, I could just this could be it. I could be done and I could just move right on to putting this on my foam. And here are my pattern pieces. Just trim off some of the extra tape. Yeah, there we go. Foam wig, foam bald cap pattern pieces. They're clear, so you can't really see them. They won't be forever. 5 pieces. So you mirror that. That's 10 pieces. It's quite a bit to cut out. That's why I like to let the laser cutter do it. It's so good. It does it so much better than I do it. Do I want to take it out? I have some paper down here. Sometimes it's nice to transfer your pattern pieces to some black paper. It gives you a chance to flatten them out and kind of get a sense of I also want to, do I have it over here? Where are my registration clippers? Where would I have put those? I have these little hole punch clippers. They're wonderful for registration marks, specifically for registration marks on paper and foam patterns. They are the best, one of those things, the best $10 you'll ever spend. Ignore me over here looking off camera for something that you can't see. There they are. I found them. Ugh. Okay, coming back. There they are. This is what they look like. They're just little punches. So this table is on a whole bunch of little cubes that store a bunch of things, and I use all 360 degrees of the space in here. Oh, little hole punchers. Immediately jammed. Mine may be at the end of their life. I've had them for over 10 years. And they have done a lot of work. So no judgment that I have to kind of trim as I go. Okay. Pattern working. After I get these all trimmed up and on paper, I'm going to get my wig on the thing and start crimping. Because I want to make sure it has lots of volume. It's going to get toasty in my workshop. All right. There's the first one. Did I open already? Let's see. I like to trace the pattern. Make sure I grab my registration marks. I started using black paper for all my pattern making because it scans really well when you have like a piece of black paper on top of a white or green graph paper. But also when I'm filming, white paper like blows out the contrast on my camera. And I could just correct for it, but I don't. So black paper works really good because it doesn't do that. And you can see what you're doing on it really well, as long as you're using, a contrast ink. And I have found that the Jelly Roll white gel pens work so good. Also, it just makes like a nice, tidy pattern if you don't do what I just did, which is like move it too quickly and smear it everywhere. So on my videos, like on my YouTube channel, I only have the first season posted. I'm working on season number 2 right now, but in season 1, by like a little later down the video line, by like episode 5 or 6, I start to figure all these things out with my camera and start to make the switch. So you notice that like I'm not using white paper anymore, and I'm starting to use like, there we go, white gel pen. Starting to use materials that show up a little bit better. It's a lot of like experiment because I did not go to school for any of this. So I have to like try it and learn it and read about it. Like I noticed something that didn't turn out quite right. And then I'm like, oh, okay, how do I fix that? So I read what other people have done and I play around with it and I try something different on the next video. It's a lot of trial by fire. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't make any of the registration marks on this one. But I actually think that's okay. I'm a little worried that maybe I distorted that last piece because I had a place where I could pull. So I don't think I need to make the registration marks on the masking tape pieces. I just think they need to be on the black pieces. And I'll just make a little mark so I can go back and add the registration in. Like where that registration mark needs to exist. And if I was really going like full tilt pattern making, I'd also add notes on like grain and direction, but I don't care. I'm not going full tilt on pattern making. I am at least marking like A, B, C. Because once I get this into Inkscape, it'll go through a cleanup process. It's like the world's worst puzzle. How do I want to do this? How do I want to get all these pieces on here? I mean, the great thing about foam is it doesn't have any grain, so you don't have to worry about that when you're cutting it out. But when you are trying to fit it all into one piece, I started vectorizing my patterns a couple years ago. I call it like a craftsmanship skill that you start to pick up when you get a little bit like less, like one-off-ish. When you're just building one thing, you don't need to bother with it. But if you're building iterations of things, it can be really helpful to have digital patterns that you can reproduce really quickly, or patterns that you can reproduce really quickly. And especially with my prop making, my prop work, which I think is my weakest area, uh, I mess up a lot. So I start over a lot, and having things digitized and I can just like spend 10 minutes with my laser cutter cutting something out versus 45 minutes, uh, it starts to add up, especially because I'll make most of my props 3 or 4 times before I feel like I've got it right. I have one coming up for this one. I wanna make the Pura pad. It's like the Sheikah Slate. It's like a little essentially like their version of a cell phone, which is pretty cool, and I'll probably make it out of layers that I laminate together, so there's rigid and foam components. And, I'll make the first time I'll do it, it's all conceptual, like, theoretical, "Is this gonna work?" And then I'll make it again a second time. I'll make it that first time, and I'll be like, "Okay, this needs a tweak, this needs a tweak," and I'll make those tweaks, and then I'll make it again, and I'll make it again, and then inevitably, I'll get to a point where I start to do also, like, the special effects and the finishing work, and I totally flub it. Happens every single time. Sometimes I can fix it, and sometimes I just have to start over. So, like, the last one I made for my Link cosplay, I made that Sheikah Slate at least 4 times. I did the electronics twice, I remember, um, because the hardware and physical builds are 2 separate things, like electronics hardware and a physical build, so it's iteration all along the way, and if you know you're gonna have to remake stuff from scratch, I feel like it behooves you to make a digital pattern. Also, honestly, that other bald cap pattern that I have for when I had long hair, I've used it so stinking much. It's crazy how much use that single pattern has got. And like again, just one of those things that like kind of behooves me to have this because it does make a difference in my workflow and makes things a little bit easier. Also, the precision. I just cannot achieve machine level precision on my cuts. I've got 4 pieces on this one page. It's looking pretty good. Let's see, bald cap. Make sure we know what this is. 2026. Last piece. Yeah, this is a big one. This one at the back of the head. 10 pieces will make a pretty good bald cap because then I can go in with heat too. I'll use contact cement to get all the seams really strong together, and then I'll go in with a heat gun and do a little bit of shaping on it as well. Gosh, I really miss there used to be this tape called Cos Bond Reinforcer. That stuff was gold. It was, I wish I had bought out their inventory a couple years back. The company no longer ceased to exist. I've reached out to them and they don't make it anymore, and I'm so sad about it. I used to reinforce all the seams to my bald caps with the reinforcer because it's so stinking strong. Like, it's the strongest tape I've ever worked with. I have no idea what the magic is that goes into it, but it was great for seams that you needed to be really light but really strong. So I need to find an alternative to that. I could maybe get away with some duct tape. What I liked about the reinforcer is that it didn't like, how when duct tape gets kind of hot, it can kind of like move around. Reinforcer never did that. So you never wound up with like your hair in it, which can happen with duct tape. And that is an unpleasant experience. Okay, let's cut these out. When I digitize this, I'll even go in and add the like A, B, C, D, all the labels, so that when I mirror the pattern, the letters are backwards and I know which side of the head that it goes onto. There's one. This is cardstock, by the way. It's not just regular paper. It's a little bit firmer. I like it for patterning. And I like it for scanning too, because it's a little less prone to warping when you put it into the scanner. I only have like a little USB scanner. I don't have like a lay your paper down scanner. Someday though, my brother pointed out, because I don't even have a color printer. He's like, I can't believe you do all the stuff that you do and you don't even have a color printer. And I was like, you're not wrong. And actually, like, that's a very, very good point. So I'm saving up all my credit card points to invest in a color printer and a like that has a scanner with it. That way I don't have to like try to do all this stuff to make sure it doesn't distort when I scan it. But I also am a big believer in like use the tools that you have. You know, if you've got this thing, use it. Learn how to use it really, really effectively. So all the stuff that I currently have, that's exactly it. Like I have all these little like things that I do that are a little odd, but it's so that I can use the tools that I already have in my workshop and I don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on new stuff. I could probably actually like go to a thrift store and find something that would work just fine. I'm not looking for state-of-the-art technology. But then I'd have to rethink my whole like print tower. I don't know. And currently at the top of my print tower is like a cat bed. That's really important. Oh, Bubba, did you find those flowers? Do they fit in your mouthie? Oh, this little kitty cat. He's playing in his box of flowers. So joyful. If only we could all be like Yawns. He's been defending that box too, like it's nobody's business. We have another cat, the Danny, you know, and Danny's a bit territorial. Just delightful, but territorial. I missed one. I did. So occasionally she'll just come up. We say that she gets bapping paw. She's got to go bap something, and usually it's this Yawns. But when he's in his box of flowers, he'll bap back, which is awesome. Cutting out my registration marks. This works so much better on paper, which is, you know, what it was made for, so that checks out. There's one piece. Here we go. 2 down. 3 to go. The big guy for the back of the head. Okay. And now, here we go. Almost there. And we have officially a pattern. 3 punches to go. 2. Yes! That's it. That's my head right there. Yeah, here's hoping it fits. I don't foresee any problems, honestly. I mean, famous last words. I will probably need to do a little bit of tailoring. And I once heard someone talk about like how they figure out the seam allowance for their foam builds, and they just add 1/4 of an inch around everything. I have found that is not always the case. It's not consistent. So usually I make things and they are, you know, like not the right size. So then I'll like size them up. Usually I'm about, it's pretty consistent that I'm about 10% too big across the board. So maybe I'll size these up by like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch. Something small. Okay. We are gonna start crimping our wig. Non-returnable if this is broken. So this is official. Once I break this, I'm keeping this wig. I mean, I knew I was going to keep this wig. I knew it. I knew it from the get-go. Step number 1. Oh, throw stuff away. Step number 2, get it back on your wig stand. There's the center line. Like that. And now I'm going to make sure it is secure. It needs to get pinned in place. I have, oh, look, bobby pins. Those are just clips for styling. Those aren't the pins I need. My pins are over here. I forgot I put those in there. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Seriously, girl. I know, you think that I'm just a mess all the time. I'm trying my best. It's a lot of stuff to manage. There we are. I'm pretty organized, but it's not perfect. All right, let's see. We've got bangs. There's the central line right there. I don't know if that matters. The crown of the head. That's really what I want to do. I want to secure the crown of the head. My wig stand is not the highest quality, but it is what it is. And now I want to go through and I just want to comb it out, I think. And I'm not even going to use like a fancy wig comb. I'm just going to use this rat tail comb just to get my strands to behave. Okay. The internet told me that if I crimp, when I crimp, I need to crimp outwards. Is this even going to work? Let me tighten it. Let me keep. Oh man, I'm going to break this. Do I need to tighten everything? Is that the problem? Are all points of this? I need a better. No, that wasn't tightened. That's why. User error. Okay, there's that. She's listing a little bit. I mean, I don't think there's anything we can do about it. It's just a cheap wig stand. And this is a huge wig. This is a enormous wig. I just wanted to buy one that I thought would have all the wefts I might possibly need on it. And I think I have achieved that. I couldn't wear this. I'll be straight up honest with you. I could not wear this as it is. It's too heavy. It would be like within 15 minutes, I would have a migraine that would put me in bed for a day. I've made that mistake before. I've made the mistake and I've learned my Toriel cosplay. That's the reason I didn't wear it. Even though I liked it so much, it's the wig kept giving me migraines. And then then my size changed. So at least I have that excuse now. But that's part of what drew me to this character is like a potential cosplay. If I was going to do a wig, it's a pretty short-haired wig. So I feel like I can game the system in that I can bulk it up. I can base it with foam. I can make a wig cap that gives me lots of headspace. If this doesn't work, then it will never work. It's never going to work. All right. That's pretty good. Look at those. Those fibers are nice and silky. So let's get your crimper turned on. I've got a crimper. move my pattern pieces off to the side for now. I have a crimper, a crimping iron, which I'm old enough that I can say I had a crimping iron when I was a kid that I used often. And here we are again. I didn't keep it though, which is probably okay because the crimping iron from the 90s, it's definitely a fire hazard. Oh, turned away from the mic again. Stop doing that, Christy. Okay. Turn it this way. So the internet says that I'm going to turn it to medium heat, that I need to crimp in this direction. Like I need to start and then I have to like do it a couple of times. So we'll let that heat up. In the meantime, I am going to not freak out, be very cool about this, pretend that I'm not super nervous about crimping this. I guess I can clip, I need to clip the hair out of the way, huh? I got some hair clips in here. I can prep I'm going to start with the short hair. So if I ruin the wefts, like it's not a huge loss. Just laughing at how like awkward it is. I can barely style my own hair. What was I thinking? No, positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Wig head, stop hiding from me. Even it knows. Even it's a little nervous. It's okay to be nervous. It's a new skill. It's really, what interested me in doing this, because I have avoided wig work for a long time, but last year I competed at Rose City Comic Con and I had a foam wig, which I think was pretty cool. Like I was aiming for some stuff. I kind of achieved it. It was really, it was a lot of like, trying new things for me with special effects that, kind of worked in different ways. But I was standing in line with the person who won. She was so stinking nice and her wig was so cool. And so I just was able to ask like a lot of questions about it. And she told me about how she figured it out and how she did it. And, it took her a couple of tries, which is really reassuring to hear because she's a professional level cosplayer. And seeing what she could achieve with the material she was working with was really inspirational. So it got me thinking about like, I've been making foam wigs for a while to avoid working with wigs. But the truth is, working with foam wefts is akin to working with these wefts. So I think if I just spend some time working on it, I can do it if I practice it and I have, learner expectations. Okay, this is pretty hot. Anyways, that's all to say, I've been nervous about it, but I've been interested in trying it. And she's the reason why. 1, 2, I don't know. I don't know that I'm doing this right. Supposed to do it a couple times and then run it through. Did that? Well, definitely crimped it. You can't see it, but it's a little bit. I feel like maybe should I turn my heat up? What do you think? Like, it's plastic. That's what this is. So will I melt it? Let's try it again. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's try another one. It definitely smells like plastic being heated. I don't really feel like I'm getting a crimp effect. Maybe. I mean, oh, the air just kicked on. It knows. It's like you're working with really hot tools. I do have a glove that came with it, like a protective glove. I never use them though. Like when I'm curling my own hair, I just rather burn my hand, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Let's put it on. It's just like a little, I bet I could get away with just a nitrile glove too, and it would work fine. It's just one more level, like one barrier. Oh, it's nice at the end though, when you're like, do I burn it or do I? Yeah, it's nice. So do I do this twice? Oh, there, now I'm getting some crimp. Maybe I'm doing too big of pieces. All right. Well, it definitely did something. Is it enough? I don't know. You can't see it because I had to turn it. Here she is. First weft crimped. Was that riveting? Oh, you can't see it, but I can feel it. Maybe it's because this is so thin, it's just one weft. Maybe it'll start to add up as I do more and more. It does shorten the strands, not significantly, but they are shorter. I can tell. Like it's maybe melted it a little bit and it's contracted. Not sure. I mean, this isn't an expensive wig by any means, but it's also not a cheap wig. So I wonder if that's a hair fiber quality thing. I'm not I have questions. I'm going to have to do some more research. Let's do another weft. Let's find out. That was weft number 1. So it's painful to watch. I mean, that's the measure of talent, though, isn't it? When like someone's work, they make it look effortless. I always felt that way about like teaching. You know a good teacher when you see one because they make it look like it's the easiest thing to do in the whole wide world. Like anyone can just step up and teach. And the truth is that that is not the case. Good teachers are worth their weight in gold and work really hard to get where they're at. But you know a good teacher because they just make it look like breathing, as easy as breathing. And Lee made that wig just look effortless. She wore it really well too. It was incredible. So that piece, I want to get it in there. I don't think there's any consequence in crimping a strand of hair more than once. Is that enough? I'm going to turn the heat up. 200. Just crimp my own hair and see what happens. Probably burn it off. I don't know though. I use a flat iron now and I go as high a heat as you can get because my hair is healthy and I'd rather run it through once at high heat than 5 or 6 times at a lower heat. I don't know if that has any actual like scientific anything to it, but my hand is definitely going to get tired. Crimping, I can tell that too. So this might not be something that you complete or I complete in a single day because it's a lot of hair. A lot of hair to crimp. All right. Okay. Oh, now I'm getting a little bit more crimp. I think that may have been, maybe it was a heating issue. I'm going to try to get a little bit up closer to the top of the weft. Although I am going to eventually end up detaching all these wefts from this wing cap. So does it matter? They say, don't do it that way. Do it this way to hide your crimps. All right. Okay. Well, yeah, it does give it a little more volume. It's a little less like stringy for sure. How many hours is this going to take? A lot. I'll just start with a lot. I mean, I'm not opposed to spending a lot of time doing something or even like breaking a task up into smaller tasks so you can complete it. But I can tell this is going to be a commitment if I want to do this whole prep all these wefts. Do I need all these wefts? I have no idea. I just don't know enough about this yet. Okay, crimp and straighten. So there's some little crimpies in here, but I don't know that I have ever seen a wig that I've like judged that doesn't have some little crimpy artifacts in it. And I've never found that to be particularly problematic. Like that's just working with plastic strands, but maybe that's why I'm not a pro. I kind of like the texture. I don't know why, but it kind of like, I don't know, it gives your eyes something more to look at. I don't have any like illusions that someone who does this professionally is going to be watching this video to provide critique, but if you do, please be kind. I get to hide behind being two small potatoes. Which is kind of nice. Because I can do stuff like this and not get judged. We got about 6 minutes left in the session. I don't know. What do you think? Can you tell? Can you even tell that I crimped that? I can. From up close, I like it. I like it. Oh, wow. This is a texture thing. I really like it. I don't think I'm going to have a problem. I mean, aside from the time commitment, crimping the rest of this because it makes it feel so much less like fake plastic. Okay. Whew. I wouldn't say new skill unlocked by any means, by any measure, but definitely something that I am more eager to explore now than I was at the onset. I see the appeal. I haven't even got to the styling part yet. I have so many other steps to finish on this, like to work on before I get to styling that wig. Yeah, look at that. A little bit of heat. Okay. I'm not upset about that. I'm not angry. And then this must be it. You just keep working weft by weft through the entire thing to get it all crimped. And then I will take all the wefts off of this, deconstruct it, and use them to make stylable pieces, which is honestly identical to working with EVA foam, making an EVA foam wig. is you're doing the same thing. You're making the wefts with EVA strands and tape so that you can style them however you want. So in that regard, at least I'll be familiar with that repetition. That won't be anything new. But now I don't have to cut all those strands myself. I can we'll just be here prepped. I bet though, and with strands, they're, like 1/8 of an inch thick. So I bet this is going to be a lot harder to work with. Maybe. I have also, what I didn't pull out is I have what's the yellow can of hairspray? You know what I'm talking about? The hairspray every wig stylist uses. I have a can of that. I actually have 2 cans because I use it in my own hair. It's the only way to get my hair to mellow out, to be controllable. And so it's in my bathroom. It is currently on my counter, living its best life, trying to manage the craziness that is on top of my head. Oh. So I'll have to go get it. And I have glue. And I don't know. Okay. This is more like a pep talk is really what's happening. You're just witnessing me pep talk myself up. Step 1, crimp hair, prep wefts. Ooh, didn't straighten. There. Oh, I like it. I like the texture. I like it a lot. I like it so much better. I don't know why than the regular wig. The crimped strands don't weird me out. Maybe it's that they feel more like, I don't know, akin to hair. They really don't, though. We can dissect my texture sensitivities at a later date. Okay. Well, internet, just unlocked something that brings me joy. So even if I don't even get to styling it, maybe this is just the thing I do to relax, is just crimp fake hair. Oh, that's so nice. It does have a lot more volume. Yeah, I see it. Than this limp. I need to take a before and after picture probably to show it. You think? I'm a pro now. I can do anything. Oh, wow. All right. Okay. Well, we're almost at the 2:30 mark. Hey, I see that there are 2 people who are hanging out there with me. Thanks so much for joining my live stream. I hope you're able to do some crafting of your own, or, just put me in the background to fall asleep to, whatever. I appreciate you being here. We did a lot today. We patterned a bald cap. We started crimping a wig. We prepped this. I've got some painting to do. Not a bad start. Made a huge mess, which is always the goal. Anyways, thank you for spending some time with me today, and come back. I live stream every other weekend, every other Sunday. I am in the process of working on season 2 for my YouTube channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I've got a couple more episodes to film, and then I just post my updates of what I'm doing on Instagram. So if you want to see what's coming up or announcements, that's the place to go and hear about that. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I really appreciate your support and your participation. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.